Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video we're going to be doing Hell Demon King, not with Cusack, but with SKULD and a Ragnarok team. I could have gone with a Giants team using like King of the Ann and Skadi, Matrona, but I decided to opt for this team, only because I wanted to try double counter. That was really the main reason. And then we've got this team because it can guarantee one shot the first phase, and that's really all I care about. And yeah, for food, I'll run attack food. Just sort of maximize attack. For gear for this team, so you got HP defense, triple defense, attack crit, and I'm pretty sure she's also rocking HP defense as well, in which she is. For card set, we're just going to auto set attack because there are no good Ragnarok card sets. They're either if the enemy is buffed, if the enemy is debuffed, or damage reduction for the team, which I don't actually have leveled up, surprisingly. And then this team is just rocking HP defense, HP defense, HP defense, HP defense, with the card set, increased demons defense related stats, and we don't really need this card set, I'm going to be real, we're going to find a better card set for them. That's not going to work. Yeah, I'll just hit the 5% basic stats, and yeah, let's get on with it. Here we go. Hopefully it should be quite easy. Yeah, I don't see any problems, really, apart from the fact of... Okay, that's my B team. I thought it was my A team for a second. It's my B team, which is good. And now this turn, we're just going to immediately go for a nuke. That's fine. It's going to attack melee because melee's taunted, which is good. That'll give us the buff we need. There we go. Now we've got Rampage, which is good, which is exactly what we needed. And then we go big Cusack skill. This one, and then Flood. That should hopefully land us the kill. I go massive damage. Once again, insane damage once again, and that should hopefully kill. Cool, that kills. And now we're on to the second phase already. Reason why I run that team. It's very good for the first phase. You have to deal with that whole phase completely. This team's already got 2 counters, which is kind of crazy. I'm going to keep that ult gauge removal, because I feel like that might be necessary later on. I wasn't sure where to go for, like, Hell or, like, Freya. I should probably go for, like, Freya, really, for the single type damage boost. There's 40%, because that's the minimum damage for her skill. I decided to opt for Hell, solely for her ultimate. Thought I wasn't going to be doing much until she gets the buffs, which now she has, which is good. I don't have a gold skill, which is slightly sad. Damage is not bad. We have 2 counters. Both of them aren't doing too much at the moment, which is completely fine. But they get 2 hits in, which is kind of crazy. Damage is nothing. It's doing 0 damage because of Boulder. So with this team, we get 30% defense related stat boost from Boulder, as well as a damage reduction from SKULD. I don't know that, we actually got Thor's damage reduction as well, so we've got a ton of damage reduction with this team, an actual crazy amount, and now we can just switch to this team because it's got a lot of additional health here. As long as I play somewhat of the gimmick, it doesn't matter. We're going to use this team as sort of a sacrifice team because I'm completely okay with that. We'll play this, and then we'll play that. So that will remove 1 ult gauge, did 8 million damage because his passive with the insane HP boost. And there we go, that's 1 side of the gimmick done. This team's definitely a sacrifice team. It's not too bad. So we'll just switch the other team to do damage, and switch back to this team again when need be. But yeah, this setup is actually really good. Damage consistency, a double counter is really nice. You don't take much damage. We don't have stance removal, which is slightly scary. We don't need to matter though. It doesn't really matter. It's at 1 HP. So moving Freya is a better bet. So I remember that for next time. So that's all good. We can go with the ult gauge removal. I'm pretty sure that's going to give us a debuff, but I'm okay with this. So we'll stance up, we'll buff up, and we'll remove the ult gauge here. Which isn't really needed, but it's just quite nice. Go, we get oxidized, which it's not good at all. There we go. Pretty sure every time we hit the counter we get oxidized, so which is kind of irritating, but it is what it is. Yeah, definitely going to bring Freya next time. The stance removal would be quite handy here. We don't get a corrosion stack every time we counter, which is quite nice. We only get a corrosion stack every time we attack during our turn. It's got a lot of buffs now, which is very scary, but we can just switch to Cusack and get rid of them all. Are these pierce rate buffs? These are pierce rate buffs, which he is capped at 5, which is good to know. Switch back to the other team. I have old gauge removal, so I'll do something like this. We'll old gauge remove. Sorry, not old gauge remove. We'll remove the pierce rate buffs, and then we'll do this. And hopefully, this should also break. I think it breaks the stun. No, it doesn't. It's on level 3. So if you do all 3, it'll break the stun. Because I only did 2, it's not going to break it here. Don't break the stun. Break the stance. What it will do though, let's give it an effect. There we go. Look, and has lost the immortality as well, which means even if we get nuked by the ultimate, it's not too bad. It's not going to heal because he's got no lifesteal. This team is pretty handy. This team is pretty good. I feel like it definitely could be refined. Maybe switch out Thor as well. I feel like if you just have her by her own, I think maybe even Giants may be the better play for her. But she's quite good. Her minimum damage of like 40% mixed with the other demon team, which does like increased damage when it has increased health. They actually work really well together. Because what you can do is you can use SKULD to get it to with SKULD and her counter to get it to the point where it's got the additional health. Switch to the other team, remove all the additional health as well as basically the entire health bar at that point, and then you got it. But yeah, definitely I feel like Giants are probably the better shout. King Dian got good damage. Skadi, you could technically go for like... You'd probably go for green Skadi if I had to think of one. And then Matrona, you can either go green for the passive heal, as long as you're not, of course, infected, or you go for blue to just to maximize basic stats. That's like a 50% basic stat boost. But overall, I'm quite impressed, and I'll definitely be refining this team to use as my secondary team, but I'm definitely keeping her as my secondary team because her damage is so consistent, and she works really well with the demon team. Anyway, thank you for watching.